I think I see the McDonna sisters in the wings, and I'm standing by to be joined by, I believe, either one, maybe one or maybe both. But these are sisters who work so hard year in, year out. If you are a part of the Reggae Sumfest family and you have never interacted with Marcia or Maxine McDonna, then you must be at a totally different festival, because these are the ladies who make sure that all of us are well taken care of. Whatever we need, we get year in, year out. So Renee wants to give me a little something, and you can let's find out from. Let's find out from Craig. Craig, is Renee okay to come by where I'm sitting? Yes? She wants to slip me a note so that we thank you very much. And here she comes with a little bit of information that we can use. All right. So we're going to be talking to Marcia. Please welcome Marcia McDonna. Of course, she's the traditional marketer. And pretty much some people would say the marketing coordinator. And Maxine is the public relations coordinator. Thank you very much, Renee. And Marcia and Maxine, I don't know, maybe Renee thought that we needed a formal introduction. So I'd like to thank her. She is doing her job, but maybe she doesn't even know that we go back decades doing this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Richie, is that microphone set? All right, so Marcia and Maxine, I'd like for you, Maxine has the microphone, to say hello to my listeners here in Jamaica, to my listeners in New York Tri-State, in South Florida, in the UK, in Canada, and the world over. It's over to you. Good night and welcome.
Thanks, Richie. Boy, you're well spread out. Eh?
Yes.
You're very well representing all over the world, and that is great.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
good night, everybody. We are very happy to be here, Maxine and I, again, another year at Sumfest.
Another year at Sumfest. When does the work for the next year's Sumfest really begin, Maxine, from your perspective?
Check.
Okay, there you go.
The work begins almost, I think we take a break.
A little
For
break.
maybe about a month or so, and then the work begins again, the planning, looking at the artists, because that never stops, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The team, they are consistently looking out for the next lineup for the festival to come. So the work never stops. And, of course, the behind the scenes also has to continue. The show must go on.
Yes,
even when it's not going on.
Absolutely. This year seems to be generating, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I get the feeling that there's a certain vibe as we build up for Reggae Sumfest 2025. What are you feeling, Maxine? All right, Marcia, you have the microphone,
Okay.
yes.
Well, yes, it took a little time to start building, but now it's really building up. People are excited about the show. That we have vibes on the show. So that is his first return in such a long time at Reggae Sumfest. And once again, we are having an international act with Tony Braxton that is creating some waves. Leela Ike. It's just, I think the lineup this year, people like the overall lineup. And so I think they're showing that admiration for it and creating the vibe.
Yes. I get the feeling, though, that Reggae Sumfest has some fans who, it's not even so much about the lineup. It's about being at the festival, immersing themselves in the culture. Many people from different parts of the world, they just want to come enjoy the sea, the sand, the reggae, the dancehall, the food, the culture. And so, although the artist lineup is something that many of us look forward to, don't you get the feeling that there are many people who are just coming because they want to be at Reggae Sumfest?
Well,
the festival?
For years, people have just booked for the next year. Because, as you say, and even so much more now that it's a week, people do come for, as you said, just the vibe, the culture, because we try to make sure that Jamaican culture is integrated in all aspects every time at each of the events. And so yes, it's more, it's not only, we don't want to think of it as a concert. It's a festival that incorporates everything Jamaican.
And it is indeed the Caribbean's biggest, largest music festival.
And just
Maxine?
to give you an idea of
Yes.
some of the things that, because we all know about the two main nights at Catherine Hall, but for those who aren't aware of the newer events, you know, we have the Family Fun Day, which is 3 years old, but which has taken off in such a big way. We have the all-white party. We have the street dance.
I want to spend a little bit more time on the Family Fun Day. What are some of the things that happens there?
Oh, it's a real partnership between Reggae Sumfest and the city of Montego Bay.
Yes.
Because we have the municipal corporation, which they're now called. They're very involved. The hospital, which is a hospital in this region, they are very involved. In fact, they were one of the original sponsors, and they give a lot of medical services completely free of charge. Dental checks, optician checks, blood pressure, blood sugar, you name it, they do it. And what is also very important is that they do the registration for the back to school free of cost.
Okay.
And that's a big attraction
That is for schools in the western
because you
region,
know
Montego Bay.
that every year the students have to present a medical certificate of fitness
Yes.
for school. And of course, if they go to a regular doctor, it means they have to pay a fee.
Right.
When they come down to the Family Fun Day, it's completely free and very thorough.
Fantastic.
Apart from that, we have members of the community coming out to display their wares, yes. We have a lot of entertainment. Oh, there's a big fun aspect with our games, and the kids simply love it. So, and there is the food also.
naturally. And this is happening this Sunday, the 13th.
Right.
What's the venue for the Family Fun Day this year?
The Catherine Hall Stadium. The
Okay.
Catherine Hall, and I'd love to say something on this because the Catherine Hall Stadium last year, for the first time, became the venue at which all pre-events, except for the all-white party, which belongs to, that's a Pier 1 event.
Yes.
But all other events take place at the Catherine Hall Stadium.
All right. So Sunday the 13th, we have covered that, the Family Fun Day. You were moving on to Monday.
That's the street dance,
That's the
which
street dance.
just grows bigger and bigger every year. It's free of cost.
Yes.
I mean, once you come, then you buy your drinks and so.
And again, that is at the Catherine Hall
That's at the Catherine Hall Stadium.
Stadium.
And then we have the all-white party, which is been there since the beginning of Sumfest, and that's at Pier 1.
Right.
And that's always a hit. And then this year, Marcia, you better take this one because I'm the global.
Yes, we always had a global sound clash. However, this year, what we're doing is it's still a global, but it's more of we're bringing in not just a sound clash aspect of it. There's a sound clash, but there's also performances from the Caribbean, other people, a little African, trying to bring in a different type of vibe with different types of genre of music.
Yes.
So it's going to be a fun night and still have the clash vibe.
I think
but
Tony
also-
Matteron is going to be on.
Yes,
I
for
was
sure.
told.
Yes.
And there's a female who was a champion. No, not the artist yet, but the person who will compete against
Tony Matterhorn.
I understand it's a female who's leading a sound system, as Joe pointed out.
And that's always interesting.
It's
you know
always
that.
is
You know that
interesting.
because the guys don't like when us females try and get them out.
You said it right. Yes, but in addition to that, I know that Maxine was about to mention the fact that this African, we have now to say a superstar,
Yes.
who this morning on my program, I was making mention of the fact that she has now entered the Billboard Hot 100 Singles Chart with the song Shake It to the Max and the remix which features Shensia and Skilly Bang. So Molly is going to be one of the main acts on the global party.
When I heard the song first, now look at me. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be. And I heard this song, you know, and I'm working with my staff, you know, and they're looking at me in a funny way because they're not understanding why I'm trying to shake it to the max. You know, so yes, I'm looking forward to seeing her.
Yes.
I'm looking forward
She's
to seeing
doing very well. I'm really so proud of her based on where she's coming from, how she got the attention of the audiences, walking out into the streets in Africa where she's from and just doing the dance, stopping traffic, blocking traffic, and now the song is taken off in a big way. So she's one that we'll all be looking forward to. That's on the Thursday night.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Did we mention the All Black?
The Blitz. No, I think we missed the Blitz. No, last year we had done it a little differently, but this year bringing back the Blitz in its full form. Usually, you know, it's a party that people try to dress up a little bit and come out and really hang, you know, and we expect it to get back to that form again this year, and that's on the Wednesday night.
All right. Then Friday. So we have done Wednesday, we have done Thursday, and now Friday we move over into the Catherine Hall Entertainment Center for the first of the two big concert nights.
Right.
Headlined on Friday night by none other than the world boss himself, Vibes Cartel.
And you know, although he did do his concert in the beginning or the end of the year, whichever you want to call it, but still there are a lot of people who had not been able to see him who will get that opportunity now to see him. And I think we're going to have a very good night that night.
Well, let me tell you, Marcia and Maxine, people are feeling, I'm hearing people saying it might very well be the biggest night ever. When you look at what Vibes Cartel has been achieving since he has been released, you saw some of it at Freedom Street, and now at Sumfest Festival, which is going to be capturing Jamaica and a wider worldwide audience.
New York
he has been selling out venues. Yes, he did back-to-back sold out shows in New York.
Excellent.
So we are feeling, and I'm predicting that this might very well be one of the biggest Friday nights ever at Reggae Sumfest.
And we're certainly hoping that it will be.
Yes. And of course, there's people like Massacre and, you know, people like Skeng and Governor and so many more artists that will be performing. Tommy Lee Sparta, who is also from Montego Bay. Big night for Sumfest.
Definitely.
The grand finale is Saturday, the 19th of July. You mentioned that Tony Braxton is going to be on that night.
But you know, Tony is going to be there, of course, as a headliner. But when Leela Ike, she has been really doing well. I saw her recently, and she sings her heart out, you know, and you really can't help but notice her. And of course, Taros and our other singers, that genre.
Diane, who was a Down Sound Records artist, yes.
So I expect that night also, different vibe, but also to bring in quite a big audience, you know. So
in terms of preparation, in terms of, you know, what you normally do, say at this stage, just before the launch, how would you say that you are in terms of performing this year? Are you on target, ahead of target?
Well, you know, the one thing about the Sumfest team, you know, is that we always get on target very quickly. So, and I think because over the years we have done it quite a bit. The team knows what they're doing. And so even if we start a little late, we usually catch up pretty quickly. So I would say that we're on target with what we need to be at right now. And within the next few weeks, you know, everything will be certainly ready. And trust me, this year Joe is not only trying to be ready, he's trying to be previous. He wants everything to be finished early. So once he speaks, we have to try and work with that.
Right. Have you been having conversations with the hotel sector? And what are they talking about? What are they telling you? Are bookings going very well to the best of your knowledge?
Well, I mean, I haven't necessarily spoken to the hotel themselves, but what people have been saying is that all of a sudden they can't get any rooms, and those that are available are pretty costly at this time, you know, because they are pretty much getting booked out. So my recommendation for anybody who hasn't gotten one yet is that really they would need to book right now, to actually try and get a room at whatever price it is at the moment.
Yes, because we know at this time they're a little pricier than normal.
Yes.
Well, what is your final, your parting shot? What do you want to say to the listeners out there before you depart this evening?
Well, personally, I would just like to say that, it's great for me personally. I've been here with Sumfest for so long, but it's always such an exciting feeling to go to the other one. And I want to make sure that everybody feels that way as well, and invite them to come down to as many nights as possible. I mean, I know not everybody will be able to come to all 7, but try the best to come to at least 2 or 3 of the nights, and I'm sure it won't be regretted,
Thank you, Marcia. Maxine, tickets are widely available across Jamaica by now and also at reggaesumfest.com, I take it?
Yes, they are widely I don't have the list of the outlets right now, but Fontana is certainly a major, and Hardware and Lumber.
Yes.
As major, Hardware and Lumber, as you know, is a major sponsor. But those locations, and of course, reggaesumfest.com.
Right. Ladies, it's great seeing you as usual. Thank you so very much for your kind accommodations year in, year out. And we look forward to not just covering the launch, but also being there at least for 2 nights, the Friday and Saturday night. And if I feel like, I might even try to be at the Thursday night this year. But we'll talk some more about that. Yes.
But Richie, I just want to say, and I look forward to our communication in terms of the interviews. Before,
most definitely,
before the
as
festival,
part of the build-up,
right?
And we have several spots
and thank
already
you
allocated for that.
And thank you for your cooperation in this regard.
Most definitely, our pleasure. Thank you to the McDonna sisters, Marcia and of course Maxine, and we have the mayor of Montego Bay standing